Hello everybody, Clutit here. And if you're watching this video, then you've probably already seen my Crime Pays trailer concept video that I put out a little over a week ago. And so if you're watching this video, then what we're going to do is just kind of expand into what the trailer was hinting at already. So I would like to explain the faction system, the three gangs that you can join, the hideouts and the contacts that you can find at the hideouts, how rank and respect works for each gang, and the rewards for ranking up, as well as the missions that would be added in free mode and the main 5 missions that each of the respective gangs get. So let's let the rest of the trailer play out, and once it's finished, we're going to start with the 3 factions that you can join. While I respect Rockstar's openness and player expression as far as crews, vehicles, and of course how they allow us to dress, I want this update to bring a bit more structure to not just the player, but to the gangs that we fought against for so long. So unlike with other updates, I want the player character to feel more a part of the criminal underworld around them instead of feeling like an entity unto themselves. I know the game is 8 years old now, but I think the idea of feeling a little bit more a part of Los Santos can be just as fun as any heist. I think it would make sense that the player character would be able to join one of the already established gangs in Los Santos. Those established gangs being the Vagos, the Ballers, and the Lost MC. Rockstar does a pretty good job of designing these gangs to be pretty distinct from one another, but they leave a lot open as far as lore significance and who's in charge and even the structure of how some of these gangs work. So I wanted to take advantage of that. To join up with a gang, you must first perform a task to impress one of the contacts. So if you wanted to join the Ballers, you have to kill a member of the families, and then you'll get a text from the Ballers contact, and they'll tell you where to go. Another way I thought could work is if the player goes to the hideout right away, a cutscene will play where they tell you how to get noticed by them. So for instance, if you want to join the Lost, you go to the East Vinewood Clubhouse to speak to the Lost, and they'll tell you to go beat up a member of the Uptown Riders or something like that. I just wanted to add, when you join a gang, you can only do that gang's content. If you want to leave the gang to join another, you have the option to abandon that gang. But once you do, a hit squad will be sent to kill you. And once they've killed you, then you're out of the gang and you're free to join another. The hideouts are where the gang operates from, and is also where the player can get missions, customization items that are gang specific, recruit other gang members, and it can also be used as a garage in some hideouts. Each gang has its own hideout. The Ballers have the Davis Liquor Store, the Vagos have the Cypress Flats Auto Body, and the Lost MC have the East Vinewood Clubhouse. These hideouts are swarmed with gang NPCs outside and inside. And inside these hideouts, you can play pool, watch TV, arm wrestle, and use a gun locker. All hideouts have interiors accessed through a load gate like a clubhouse or a CO office, and the hideout is only accessible to members of a gang. If you have a friend who is a part of a different gang and they want to explore the hideout, they would first need to join your CEO or MC first. Alright, so in this next section, I want to explain what part the gang contacts play in this update. In the biker update, you had one new contact, who was Malk from GTA 4. Now generally, I didn't mind this since I like Malk, but given that there's 2 different styles of clubhouses, the traditional style and the street biker style, I thought we would get another contact who fit the traditional biker style more. Since there was no difference in how clubhouses function, there's no need for separate contacts. But in this update, since the player would be joining 3 very different gangs, I created 3 distinct contacts to represent said gangs. The Ballers contact is Trey Larson, or just Trey for short. He's a Los Santos native who's been down with the Grove Street set his whole life. Though he seems rowdy and always ready to fight, his talents are better suited to logistics and calling the shots from behind the scenes. The Vagos contact is Angel Marino. Though he's not from Los Santos, he's always had deep ties to the Vagos. Marino is an old-school gangster who longs for the Vagos to move up the food chain, from petty bangers to more organized criminals who can compete with cartels of Mexico or the mobs in Liberty. And then there's Vic Bell, a Lost MC nomad who decided to settle in San Andreas and join up with Johnny Klevitz. After watching Johnny's leadership nearly destroy the identity of the Lost, Vic left behind the Blaine County chapter and joined the Los Santos chapter to help whip the Lost MC back into shape. Even though he's only a road captain now, he's one of the few members making moves to restore the reputation of the Lost MC to its former glory. as well as actively distancing himself from the lost of Stab City. Contacts directly interact with players as mission givers in free mode or in the cutscenes of main missions, and as stated before, each contact can be found hanging around their respective hideout. Once you've joined up with the gang, you will start without a rank. To increase your rank, you need to make the gang some amount of money. Once you hit a certain amount of cash earned, you go up a rank. When you first join, you will need to make 10k for instance. Once you've made that 10k, you go to rank 1. Unlock new cosmetic items, as well as the ability to play one of the main missions for your gang, of which there is 5 in total, corresponding to the 5 ranks of each gang. Respect is a vital part of gaining more money when ranking up. Respect works as a multiplier that boosts the amount of money made during free mode and main missions. So if you're wearing a Lost MC supporter t-shirt while doing jobs, you get a 0.5 times increase to any money made for the club, so long as you're wearing the clothes. This effect can be stacked up to 6 times, based on how much faction-specific clothing your character is wearing. Taking this guy as an example, he would be wearing 3 pieces of faction-specific clothing: the head bandana, the mask, and the flannel top, all of which would offer a 0.5 times increase, which when stacked would equal a 1.5 times multiplier when making money. So simply put, the more you look the part, the more money you'll make. Though each gang has different names for their respective 5 ranks, essentially what you'll be able to do in each gang is pretty much all the same. So once you get once you're high enough in a certain gang, you will be able to call for gang-related backup. You can have up to 2 bodyguards that are NPCs that'll just follow you around and do whatever you're doing. There'll be certain gang actions that you can use. So if you're part of the I-Dogeyes-I, you'll be able to throw up a gang sign essentially. Gun skins would open up to you, so if you wanted a classic looking AK like in the previous screenshot, you'd be able to get it. Special vehicles, possibly new motorcycles or new cars that pertain to each gang, and special Benny liveries as well. On the screen now, I'm showing what particular clothing items players will be able to unlock by ranking up. But let's get into exactly how you rank up by talking about the new free mode missions that would have to be added. Firstly, these missions would be started randomly by a contact calling you, or you can choose from 3 jobs if you start the job at a hideout. These jobs include boosting cars, drive-bys, turf wars, which is just killing waves of gang members in a fixed location, robbing houses, and protecting prostitutes from customers. The payouts of these jobs would range from 5k to 25k, without taking the clothing multipliers into consideration. But keep in mind this money goes directly to the gang so that you can rank up. It doesn't go to your pockets until you've already reached rank 5 in the game. In addition, CEO, biker, bunker, and other free mode jobs can be turned into the gang's hideout for additional respect at a fraction of the cash reward, which again goes straight to ranking the player up in the gang. So if you're doing a job for Simeon, or you steal a car by accident and get that 2-star wanted level, you can turn that into your gang, and it'll essentially be converted into more XP for the player. So it's just an alternative to doing the regular crime pays gang activities. The last part of this video is to mention the 5 main missions of the 3 gangs. Like I previously mentioned, each gang has a rival, and these 15 missions will show you exactly how your faction deals with the competition. The Vagos actively butt heads with Marabunta, who are affiliated with Martin Madrazo's cartel. So when you work for Marinho, you will be actively trying to undermine Marabunta by killing their soldiers, stealing their drugs, and whatever else it takes to make them look weak, so the Vagos can take their place and work for Madrazo. The Lost MC is trying to reinstate the idea that they are the most deadly biker gang in Los Santos while trying to separate themselves from Johnny's legacy. Vic will have the player fighting former Lost members as well as kicking off an all-out war on the Uptown Riders, whose presence is slowly getting more noticeable, proving, if they win, that the Lost MC is still in control and that the West Coast is still wild. The Ballas' beef with families is legendary at this point, so when working with Trey, putting the hurt on Gang Green will be the main objective. Stealing Chamberlain family's guns is just the beginning, as you'll have to deal with protecting your boys from nosy cops, protecting Grove Street from families, as well as making sure a rising Ballas affiliated rapper doesn't get killed over all this open warfare. And hopefully, once all of this fighting is done, there's going to be no question who runs the south side of LS. as I'm editing this now and just kind of wrapping up everything, I'm realizing that I just left out 2 screenshots that I made that I thought would get across one of the points when it comes to leveling up. And also another thing that I forgot to mention, which is whichever gang you affiliate with, which you can only obviously be affiliated with one at a time, you get a little signifier next to your name that shows which one you're in. So that I'll just provide the screenshot so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's the end of the video, and I just want to thank everybody that helped me make the video, that gave me ideas for it, or who helped me flesh out the ideas that I had already made. So that's everybody in ADMC pretty much. Canuck, Ragnarok Rage, Carnal Desire, Panise Butter, Lethia, Doyle, Lamb Sauce Larry, fucking Halim, Hung Low. Fuck, is anybody I'm missing here? I don't fucking know. Look, if I forgot, I'm sorry. I'm not that fucking bright, but just know I really do appreciate it. Filming can be one hell of a pain in the ass, especially when you're working with me. So anytime one of these projects gets to come together and we can make it happen, I really do appreciate it, guys. So thank you, and thanks for watching.